Well, hi guys, it's Angel here, and you're watching On Purpose with Angel Brantley. I have my tea here today because I'm going to record a little bit, well, actually a lot, and so I need that for my voice. So today in this video, I wanted to share our why we homeschool. You would hear a lot of different things I share in this channel, but one of the biggest things is that we're a homeschool family, and we have two daughters, Emmy and Phoenix. And we are on year 2 of our homeschool journey. And I thought it would be really cool to kind of come and share with you why we do it. I know people have different reasons all the time why they homeschool, but my hope is that me sharing my why will potentially motivate or encourage you to consider it if you are already kind of considering it, maybe help push you right over the edge. But even if you're not even considering homeschool, the things that I want to share about our journey is really just to help provoke ideas within you of how to be more intentional with your time as a family and with your kids. And eventually, like even with your spouse, I'll share things about marriage as well. As I was sitting around thinking, I think there's a lot of different reasons I could come up with why we do it. But I'm only going to share a few today because I don't want to bore you with all the trillions. Well, that's a little bold, but all the many reasons why we homeschool. I think the more we do it, I realize like, oh, I'm glad I homeschool because I caught this, or I'm glad. So like as we're doing it, I'm finding new reasons all the time to be excited about this journey. But the first thing I would say is that homeschool has allowed us to steward our children or shepherd our children in a way that I think that we were not able to when they were spending, in particular Emmy, spending 8 to 9 hours at school. As their parents, or as parents, that is our job, is to shepherd, to train, to teach our children. And although they were learning things at school as far as their education, they're also being away from us for so long didn't give us the time that we needed to kind of steward and shepherd some other things as far as like personality or even gifts and talents. And so that is probably the biggest thing that has stood out to me in our journey, is that I'm able to see the strengths and weaknesses of our children. And I can kind of zoom in and just focus on, what they need as individuals. And so that leads me to my next point. It gives us a lot of focus time. Like, I know even if you're not able to homeschool, if you were given the option to say, like, I would like the teacher to spend focus time with my child, I don't know too many parents that would say, oh no, she doesn't need to spend focus time. We know what one-on-one attention provides in the life of anyone, but especially with our children, we know that they enjoy one-on-one time. And so unfortunately, that's not the case when you go to public school or private school. You may have smaller settings, but that one-on-one time and that ability to really recognize certain things about your child or the student, you really don't have much time to do that. And so what homeschool has allowed us is to really focus in with our children, see what they're good at, but also see what they need help in. And that when we do that, we see growth and change quicker, I believe, because they don't feel like they're fighting for attention. Now, there are days where the girls both want my attention at the same time, but I have found creative ways, and I'm still looking for creative ways to redirect one when the other needs me more in that moment. And so focus time has been really, really good, and has allowed me to, again, steward them and shepherd them better, because now I can focus on them more and I have the time to do it. The next reason I would say that the reason why we homeschool is flexibility. I do have notes here if you see me kind of looking down. Flexibility is probably like one of my favorite to talk about, because we just wanted to be able to do things when we wanted to do them. We noticed that people would travel at the same time, and when there's a high demand, then prices can go up because people like, they want them. Like, they're gonna come because everybody is on break and everybody wants a vacation. So my price can go from this to that, and nobody's gonna really care because everybody's exhausted and need a vacation. Well, we wanted to like really take advantage of the opportunity to take trips in the middle of the week and not have to worry about like, oh, they've missed too many days, or, you know, they may be dropped or held back. We can bring school with us wherever we go. And the other benefit of that is when we go, we can use the place or the state that we're at or that we're in to teach them as well. And so this year, I really want to focus on that a little more. I haven't taken advantage of that perk as much as I would like to. Obviously, COVID came. This is only year 2 of our journey, so COVID kind of messed it up. But this year, I really hope that we'll be a little more intentional with our travel. We already kind of have some ideas of where we want to go and what we want to do. So we'll be more intentional with our travel this year, and then bring in lessons that way as well. I would say the last reason that I personally enjoy homeschooling is that I get a chance to relearn, to learn again, because I was completely terrified to homeschool. I did not feel qualified, and sometimes I still don't feel qualified to homeschool my children. But what I've learned is that I'm able to teach them concepts that I probably like forgot or missed, or I just need to brush up on. And so I'm learning again. And so I feel like I'm back in school. I'm a teacher and a student at the same time. The most challenging part of that is that like when you teach your kids something, they get it quicker than you. And so then they're like teaching you. But that's also humbling because, you know, this is a two-way exchange. I get to grow and learn while they're growing and learning. And so that is probably the most interesting thing, but it is a major perk of why we homeschool. This is one that I did not realize until after we got into it. When we thought about it, we were considering and talking about homeschooling, I didn't say like, oh, so I can learn again. But once we got in it, I was like, oh, this is a perk. This is a benefit of homeschooling so that I can learn again. And I see, like, to see your kids start a curriculum and then get to the end of it and you see the growth, you see the progression, that is so rewarding. Like when I see my 7-year-old and even now my 5-year-old starting to read signs while we're driving or looking at stuff in a store and being able to like read it or sound it out, it's like, oh my gosh, like I helped develop that, you know, that in them, and that is so rewarding. And I really believe that's a reward that I will continue to benefit from for years to come, because I am pouring into them, but there are times where they will pour into me, and it will be by way of things that I've shared with them, that I've taught them, and that is just, it's perfect. It's not easy, but it is just mind-blowing. It really is. And so, again, if you are considering homeschooling, think about some of the things that I'm sharing and see how that may be good for you. Maybe you're already doing it, but you need an extra pumping up, like you need some more air in what you're doing. I hope that me sharing the benefits of why we do it will kind of give you a new breath, a new wind to keep going. You're doing a great job, mom or dad. You're doing an amazing job. You are exactly what your kids need. And just know that the seeds that you're sowing right now, you'll get to eat the fruit of those seeds. Maybe now, but even later, you'll be able, years from now, you'll be eating the fruit of the labor that you're putting in right now. Be encouraged, stay the course, and know that you are more than enough to teach your children. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.